I'm on my way to Noosa today for something different to pick up my special guest. This guy wrote $1 million in GCI in the last 12 months with his team. He actually used to be a corporate banker before getting into real estate, and he moved to Noosa because he fell in love with the principal's daughter. So let's pick him up and find out more.
G'day, mate.
Hey, legend.
There you go.
Will Hanton.
How are you, mate?
Good, thank you very much.
Thanks for coming to Noosa.
Yeah, mate, this is beautiful.
How
Mate,
good is it?
thanks for having me. This is paradise. What are we drinking today?
Mate, that's a Noosa latte.
I'm
drinking lattes at Hastings Street, Noosa, and everyone thinks it's that easy here.
A Noosa latte. So what's in a Noosa latte?
Mate, I think it's like every other latte, but once you put Noosa,
Oh, it's actually really good.
once you put Noosa in front of it, I think it's
The
that
price-
little bit better, and it's a little bit more expensive.
You know, there's this saying, I'm sure you've heard it, don't shit where you sleep.
Yeah.
You know, what's it like being with the boss's daughter?
It's tough. We met when I was in Brisbane, banking. She was actually babysitting her younger brother
Right.
at the time, and somehow, some way, I found the courage to speak to her, and the rest is history, and now we're here. I had the opinion, real estate, how easy does that look? Morons do it. Like, that was the opinion, right?
What's it been like? I mean, has it just been a walk in the park?
It has not been a walk in the park. Three years in.
And you just did $1 million in GCI with your team last year, mate. That's phenomenal.
July 16, so the end of the financial year, so June, July, yeah. The end of the financial year is 16, so it would have been 15, 16, so what's that, 15, 16, 17, sorry, July must have been 17, 18, what is it, 3 years?
3 years.
So we've just finished the financial year now.
Mate, you know what? It's just really lucky you're not an auctioneer. So how did you do it? Like, talk us through it. That's a pretty quick acceleration too, I must say. So what are you doing? What's working for you?
I just had to do it.
Yeah.
What else can you do?
Yeah.
You're busy, you're not busy, and opportunities present themselves. You've just got to go.
Yeah.
You have no choice at that stage.
And is it any different for you now? 3 or 4, whatever number it is, years in? I mean, are you still doing the same thing? Buyer's ring, you're there.
Yes, largely. But the difference now is you know what you're worth and you know you're capable. As a young agent starting out, you don't know you can do it, I think.
Yeah.
You're questioning every day
Everything.
when no one wants to use you as an agent.
Yep.
Am I any good at this? Can I do this? Why am I here doing this? This is so hard. What's the point?
Yeah, this is great.
But your confidence and your self-worth becomes so eroded, I think, when you're at rock bottom.
Yeah.
You realise, hey, hang on, and then there's certain people around pick you up, and then the momentum builds from there. You put a deal together, you feel good about it. People you don't think are going to do business with you do business with you, and people start trusting your advice. It's a good-looking signboard.
Oh,
just
yeah,
there.
look at that. Hey,
Coming soon.
there's both your partner and father-in-law to be on a signboard. That's not awkward at all, is it?
What a path we picked to drive today, Dan. I went out on my own too early, and that added to the disappointment and the challenge and the pressure.
So how quickly did you go out on your
I
own?
think in the middle of my second year,
Like, how long do you reckon you should have stayed working?
3 to 4 years.
Really? Wow.
I think 3 to 4 years, and obviously you work with the person you work with, you've got to have a good relationship, and it
Yep.
becomes more financially beneficial to you the longer you go and the better you get.
Yeah.
But really, you do need some leverage early from someone more
Yep.
senior.
Yep.
Is this going to get up here?
Yeah, mate, the Porsche's struggling to get up. This is steep around. What do people drive? Range Rovers. Range Rover Vogue, Range Rover Vogue, Range Rover Vogue. Is that like the Noosa car?
It is, I think.
is that what you drive?
Impracticality.
Is that what you drive?
No, mate. I had the fancy car.
Yeah, you did.
So I, took on the debt and got the fancy car, and that was a silly mistake.
Yep. And why'd you do it?
Because you're competing against others again, and you think
Okay.
you need to do that when you don't.
I don't think it matters what period of real estate you're in, whether you're new. I mean, when you're new, no one wants to deal with you and it's shit. But can I just say, like, I've had runs where I've been, like doing very well, and then you have runs where, again, no one wants to deal with you. Like, I remember going and like missing 4 or 5 listings in a row, and I was just like, fuck, what am I doing wrong?
I have friends in Noosa that still do business with competitors. But those competitors have always delivered a great service, have been very reliable, and the customer has no reason to change because they have got a successful result every time.
Sure.
But they're friends, and I'll go and have a drink with them or
Yep.
have dinner,
Yep.
and it's a joke at the time.
Yep.
But the point is, if you can just deliver that service,
Yep.
and people will continue to come back and use you.
Yep.
And until they make a mistake or start becoming ungrateful for the business,
Yep.
you won't get that opportunity. And I think that sums up the industry, is that people take it for granted. They don't. They focus more on the deal and the money, and they don't connect with the human and the person.
Yep.
And then therefore they wonder why people don't want to use them and don't get repeat business, and it's always a struggle.
But you're playing the long game, aren't you? I mean, you know that, yeah, might hurt a little bit, or, you know, you can have a laugh about, you know, these friends of yours that, you know, deal with competitors. But by just working the relationship, offering value, doing what you're doing, those people will come to you eventually.
Eventually they'll need, someone will retire, or
Yep.
something will happen in life,
Yep.
and you'll get your opportunity.
Yep,
But it
absolutely.
may take 10 years.
Yep.
And in the meantime, you've just got to worry about helping as many people as you can. And I saw in one of your previous interviews.
Look at the lineup at Massimo's Gelati. Isn't that place incredible? Come on, let's get an ice cream. I feel like we need one.
Let's have an ice cream.
Let's have an ice cream.
Gelato.
This will
I don't
be.
know if you should do that. He's not going to allow you.
No, they're a bit nasty at this,
They are.
aren't they? Real estate is all consuming. So what do you do to stay upbeat on, even though you work in paradise?
Paradise is great, but as you know, when you're in the middle of work and you grind, you know, I don't like that word grind, but the day-to-day of real estate and the deals and the phone's going off and you don't have that off switch, the beauty of where you live gets lost.
Yeah.
It's just like anywhere else. It's exactly like anywhere else. It's just as hard. It's just as challenging.
Yep.
So you do need to learn to turn off.
Yep.
And how I've done that recently, because I've not done it real well in the past, and as cliche as it sounds, you get very good at golf.
Yeah, right. You play golf?
When you're in real estate, you see your golf game seems to get better and better.
Golf just makes me more stressed
There's a lot of
out.
good golfers that are real estate agents for some reason. I don't know why, but you do need to find that balance. But travel and time away, so important.
Yep. Let's get an ice cream.
Welcome for the second time, Dan.
Noosa, right?
When in Rome.
I love being on holidays. It's the best. So, mate, can I ask, how did it feel to write 1 million last year? Because can I just say, you know, that is a level that I tried so long to hit. I did hit it last year. You know, it puts you in the top 1% of the industry. How did it feel? I mean, you know, for people that are watching this and maybe writing 100 or 200.
We're being real?
Yeah, let's be real.
I went flat. I thought, well, what next? Like,
what next?
All right, I've done this, and I thought this was supposed to make me happy and make me feel good and all these wonderful things. And you're right, it makes you feel a little bit competent that you know what you're doing.
Yeah.
But it was odd.
It wasn't what you expected.
No.
Yeah.
Then we went.
I hope you're going to eat that, not spill it
sorry.
everywhere. Come on, mate.
Very important.
Very important. The story.
Fancy cars and things, you know, got to look after them. But the point being, we put so much focus on the financial side and the GCI and these numbers and things, when really what I should have reflected on was how many customers did I actually help this year, and how many people are in a house that they love or have sold and pay down that debt that was putting pressure on them. And that's the stuff you've got to focus on, and that's the stuff you've got to be aware of. Like,
do we have to wait for the bush turkey to cross?
Yeah, the turkey.
Is this a bush turkey crossing?
Plenty of turkeys around. I think it was Frank spoke about how there's this car sales but it's changing, and I truly believe that and subscribe to the fact that it is changing, but we need to keep providing value and we need to keep providing a service to people, otherwise we will, unfortunately, be treated like that. Yeah,
absolutely. So, mate, if you could go back to year one with everything that you've learned to date, what advice would you give yourself?
Take the pressure off yourself. It'll happen if you just help people. Mm-hmm. And that fear of calling people, if you're coming from a place of how can I help you, are you happy, can I help, the answers won't be no, which I wish I had known day one. But you know, you obviously get a lot of advice and you hear different things, and you're so hungry to make something happen today that you often forget.